He's praying, all Israel has disobeyed your instruction and turned away, refusing to listen to your voice. So now, the solemn curses and judgments written in the law of Moses, he's referring specifically to Deuteronomy 18, which defines all kinds of, here's all the ways God will bless you if you obey, and here's all the curses that will follow. Here's the eviction notice if you don't obey. He says, so now the solemn curses and judgments written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, have been poured down on us because of our sin. You have kept your word and done to us and our rulers exactly as you warned. Never has there been such a disaster as happened in Jerusalem. It all came to pass. And so here we are, Daniel, he's got a few years left in exile with all of his people. And he has a warning for us. For those of us who ask for big things, for those of us who I feel like there's only a little bit of distance between this and what I really want. And Daniel has a warning, and it's this. When the wait is almost over, number one, fear to not have changed. When the wait is almost over, fear to not have changed. Listen to what he says in verse 13. Every curse written against us in the law of Moses has come true. Yet, somebody say yet. Yet we have refused to seek mercy from the Lord our God by turning from our sins and recognizing his truth. Therefore, the Lord has brought upon us the disaster that he prepared. The Lord our God was right to do all these things, for we did not obey him. Here's Daniel, and he's looking at the fact that this exile is nearing a close, and he's saying, first of all, God was righteous to do this, to kick us out of the land. He's just keeping his word. He's a God of integrity. He's doing exactly what he said he would do. But as he looks at the 70 years almost up, and he sees this change coming, he says, uh-oh. Our hearts haven't really changed much at all. We're not any different than we were. So in other words, if we remain unchanged and we go back to the land, God will just reinforce his covenant again and we'll get kicked out again. It doesn't matter if we just go back. It's not just about geographical relocation. There's been no heart renovation. And so therefore, what's the use of even going back? Because we are yet unchanged as a people. Time served does not necessarily equal a changed heart. And God does not hand big futures to unchanged people. So what are we doing? Are we asking God for stuff? Are we asking God for the easier route? Are we asking God to come through with the thing that we want? Or are we saying, I do want that, God, but it doesn't do any good for me to come out of exile, to come out of a hard place if I haven't been changed while I was in here. It doesn't make any sense to go back because I could just get kicked out again. I can be brought into something where my character can't keep me there anyway. We can spend a lot of time praying for a better situation without realizing that, no, dude, there's still stuff in us that needs to change. Are we hearing this today? Are we hearing how this is relevant to us? You can be ready to come out of jail, but if you didn't have any internal rehabilitation, you might just end up right back where you were. So, in other words, if you're praying to be an influencer, to have a lot of influence over people, but you're still living two different lives, I mean, it might even happen, but don't expect God to be upholding that thing. Because that isn't a heart change, that's a lack of integrity. If you are maybe one who might be more inclined, you might find yourself usually rehearsing other people's sins more than confessing your own. You might find that it's hard to hang on to any kind of reward or blessing for making it through the exile because your character can't keep you there.